I keep thinking about how you haven't gotten high off of edibles, and it's like
edibles. Yeah, if anyone out there wants to send me some shit, DM me, and I would be happy to try your edibles. We were talking about this last night. So Ultra Michigan, like we were saying, is a very pot and music focused podcast. So last night we were smoking a bunch of different stuff. What was the yeah, we smoked a lot of joints.
Adam
Adam Splitter.
Adam Splitter.
That's the one that was
the ATOM. See, last night I thought it was Adam, like Adam's apple splitter.
Oh, sure.
Because
choking.
Yeah, so
that
but
makes
it
sense.
was ATOM, atom splitter. So I was like, oh shit, damn.
I like them both, a double entendre.
Mm-hmm.
But you do a lot of edibles yourself?
Not a lot. When I like doing edibles because it really helps me with my insomnia and shit. But I'll do an edible if it comes my way. I ain't never gonna say no to a joint or a fucking edible.
I'm pretty much always that. I'm never the guy in the circle who's like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not unproductive when I'm high, dude. If anything, if I'm like not smoking weed, I'm tweaking on sobriety, dog. I'm just like
tweaking on sobriety.
It's like it's like when I'm sober is when I'm really high because I'm not like, it's just weed is my medicine, bro. Like
you need that edge.
I got out of rehab a couple years ago, like a couple Novembers ago.
Okay.
And they had me on so many fucking medications. I had one for my stomach pain. I had one for my anxiety. I had one for my anxiety as needed. I was on Prozac and sleeping pills. And they had me on like 6 medications, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can't even smoke weed because of the side effects or whatever. And the Prozac just makes me paranoid. And I'm like, why am I taking 6, 7 pills when I can stop taking all 7 of these and start taking smoking fucking weed?
That's really what happened. So you got off 7 prescribed.
Yeah. So I mean, I smoke weed definitely for medical reasons. Like, I know that's such a cliche to say. It's a stoner thing to say, but
I think at this point, people if you're not
people get it these days.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to.
Weren't a stoner. Now that it's legal, people are like trying to be hip and get into it.
That's true.
So it's just like I don't try to hide it at all. I'll smoke anywhere, anytime. Like, it's not a big deal anymore. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, we're to a point where that acceptance is becoming. I mean, we were talking about all these weed events last night that are going to be big, smoking in a parking lot, just open exposure, doing your thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Jeff to go and take some pictures out there because I'm going. That's my hometown.
Yeah, the Muskegon.
It's my hometown. It's marijuana, and Muskegon is a place that needs to have more events like that because love needs to be spread out there. Muskegon is a very broken place, and it needs love. Shout out to 231.
You spent a lot of time out there in the 231?
I grew up there, bro. I don't really go there anymore because I was into a lot of bad shit when I was out there. But I still love my city.
Speaking of,
but yeah, and Muskegon is just fucking. It holds a really special place in my heart. All my whole family lives out there, so I go there. I go there like holidays and shit, but I can't just hang out there anymore.
So that weed event you were just talking about, I have the information right here, so I might as well share it. Smoke on the Water Cannabis Festival, and it's going to be in Muskegon. So we got the Muskegon Dispensary Park Place Provision Area. That's an Agromed shop. So Agromed's pretty cool. I mean, it's family. From what I know, I don't know those people personally, and I don't have very many personal experiences or anything, but from what I've read up, it's a family-run business. The first license in Muskegon County, Ottawa County, and Montcalm County. So this is like our local place to get legal weed, Agromed. Yeah. And they've got a bunch of locations around here, and they're doing this, like I say, the Smoke on the Water event. It's going to be July 24. It's it's from noon till 8. And I think they're waiting on final approval from the state. It's looking pretty good.
You gonna go?
We should go.
We should all go. We should just take the whole team.
Yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't go.
Right.
It's gonna be in the parking lots at the Provisioning Center on Park Street. There's gonna be live music. There's gonna be food trucks, lawn games.
Hell yeah.
And of course, on-site consumption of recreational marijuana. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a 21 up event and all that kind of good stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, check out Park Place. You can get your flower, your vapes, your pre-rolls, your concentrates, your edibles, all that good stuff. We're not sponsored by them, but they are throwing a cool event, so we'll give them some props. Shout out Park Place.
Absolutely.
And shout out Agromed.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully they
Shout
will
out
be
Kansas.
sponsors soon enough. Let's get there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll tag
Yeah,
them in
man.
this.
As far as edibles go, I buy them sometimes.
What's your
Not
favorite
really.
stuff? Like a sucker, a gummy, a Nerds rope. We did Nerds ropes with Jeff the other day.
I had cake pops not that long ago.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Excuse me. I had some cake pops and they were like 100 milligrams each. They're like this big.
And see, we were just talking about that. So me and
good.
Jeff shared 100 milligram Nerd rope, split it in
Oh,
half.
Nerd ropes are good, but
it was so sugary, dude.
Just doesn't get me high.
It didn't get me high. He's like, so we were hanging out for a while after we ate it, and he's like, oh, I'm starting to feel it. You're starting to feel that thing. And like I was saying, like I was telling Nigel last night, like, I don't know. At first I thought it was just that I smoked too much, but my buddy told me something about liver enzymes perhaps could affect the way like edibles are like, metabolized for you.
That could be the smallest thing that is affecting. But
right.
Like I said, I don't get high off of edibles unless I eat
really?
200 milligrams. And it's a decent fucking high. So.
That might be my thing that I'm just not going.
But don't
enough.
eat it unless you're like ready to chill. Kind of like when you do psychedelics. Make sure you're in a good environment. Make sure you don't gotta do shit. Because even though like you're productive on weed, edibles are a different fucking element.
You would say so?
Oh yeah, dude. I've tripped off of edibles. Like
tripped.
Oh yeah. I've
heard of stuff almost like this.
I didn't see
not
shit,
seeing shit,
but like
kind of just
like
fucking
tripping
out of it.
Out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I gotta go to sleep type shit. Bro.
Speaking of tripping, psychedelics. So
I love them.
Blacklunged love psychedelics. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
probably not
I haven't
first.
really got to speak publicly on psychedelics.
Let's get into psychedelics, bro. I mean, I don't have a huge reputation or experience with them myself. I've definitely dabbled. So let's get into it a little bit. So psychedelics, when did you first dabble in any of that at all?
When I was 17.
17.
Yeah, I was in Muskegon, running around with a couple of my buddies. And we were just chilling. And I was talking to my cousin. I'm like, I want to do acid. He's like, you want to do acid? I was like, I want to do acid. He's like, all right, let's get some acid. Get some acid.
It just came to you. Did you watch a movie? Was there a movie you watched? Like, what do you think?
I think it was, we watched fucking, what's that movie? I know you know what I'm talking about.
Across the Universe?
Fear and Loathing and Lost.
Oh, Fear and Loathing. yeah.
And I was like, I want to do acid and the Pink Floyd Wall movie. That helped.
Oh, sure, dude. Yeah,
just because I haven't done it yet, and I was like, let's fucking do it. And I did it, and it was cool. I got this tattoo when I was on acid for the first time.
For the first time.
Yeah, my buddy CJ did it. Jeff's son.
Awesome. Oh, hell yeah.
So
shout out CJ.
Absolutely, my brother.
What was the experience like though overall, like that first time? Where'd you do it first of all?
I was in Muskegon and I was at my mom's boyfriend or whatever the fuck he was. I ended up beating his ass.
You beat your boyfriend's ass. We'll get into that later, I guess. not while you were on the acid trip, right?
Oh hell no.
I did acid and then I just beat the shit out of my mom's boyfriend.
I don't remember much about the night, but I remember calling my mom out on a bunch of her fucking drug abuse and shit. I ended up catching her red-handed while tripping for the first time.
In person, you called her out and all this shit?
Yeah. And I went to go tell her something about how much fun I was having or some shit. She was in the car cleaning the pipe. And I'm just like, I just started calling her out because on acid, you can't hold anything back. Like, you got to be honest.
Filter free, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I just did. And, like, I still had a good night. Like, I got this tattoo, like I said. Mm-hmm. We just jammed. But I remember one funny thing is
you made
when
music?
It first started, not that night. We were just listening to music, chilling.
I got you. Oh, hell yeah.
But I remember one funny shit from that night was when it first started kicking in. I was in my mom's car, and I was sitting in the middle, and it was CJ next to me and then one of my old homies next to me. Not gonna name him, but I had a West Coast slushie and I was on acid, so for some reason I just didn't want the fucking slushie. I didn't like it. So I thought CJ's window was rolled down. So I went to go throw it out of the window, and it wasn't open. So when I threw the slushie, it just fucking exploded all over everybody, and they just both look at me and they're like, "You're lucky you're on fucking acid, bro."
I was gonna say none of this sent you off into a bad spiral.
Nah. Well, I feel like back then I didn't know much about shit, and that's why I didn't have a bad trip.
You weren't in your own head as much about stuff, you think?
Yeah. I was more like, fresh out of foster care, let's fuck up my fucking life, like just on shit. Mm-hmm.
That first,
I didn't know
yeah,
what
when
I
you're
was
first
doing.
cutting loose. When you're first cutting loose, yeah, it's definitely a different thing.
Yeah, because I went from not having cell phones, nothing, to I couldn't even hang out with friends at 17. But as soon as I was out of foster care, man, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't have that experience, but I can relate to the like going like, this is my time to cut loose.
Yeah.
I'm young. I'm gonna fucking party now. Like
Yeah.
not giving a shit, just doing it, and just like whatever fucking happens, happens.
Yeah.
Like I've been
I've
there.
obviously done a lot of acid, so like that was just my first acid experience. Nothing too special. I had a good time.
Well, I'll say my first psychedelic trip was mushrooms.
Ooh, see, I wish I started out with mushrooms. I did mushrooms once, and that was crazy. That was crazy. I remember my buddy was telling me this story, and he just kept exaggerating, talking about dragons and shit. And I'm just like nodding my head, like everybody's laughing at me. My fucking Uncle Justin.
Was it Jair Johnson?
No.
After that first time doing acid, how fast did you come back to it?
Probably just the next morning, bro. I'm pretty sure I stayed up all night.
Yeah. You tripped, and then the next morning you started doing acid again.
Oh no, I thought you meant like when did I come off of it?
No, when did you come back to acid? Yeah, like when was like, all right, I did it once, now I need to do it again, or did you take a minute? You said you didn't have a bad trip, so it sounds like you probably would have came back to it.
I didn't have a bad trip until like a couple years after I did acid.
Oh, so it took a while to get to that.
Yeah.
Mostly just good
I didn't have a bad trip until I did gel tabs.
Okay.
But I also drank a 12-pack of Red's Apple Ale, so that probably didn't help.
And the first time you did acid, it was like a little tab?
Yep, it was just one paper tab. Yeah.
Right on.
But yeah, maybe it was like a month after, a couple weeks after. I remember my second time doing it. That's when like I was really started like tripping balls, like, because I remember we got a hotel room at the Grand Rapids Inn, some fucking hood shit. And it was me and my buddy, and we were just tripping balls, and he had a lot of experience with it, so he didn't really feel it much. But on the other hand, I was fucking tripping. And I remember trying to make a hot pocket, bro, and I just couldn't. I didn't know how to do any. I didn't know how to fucking microwave fucking work, bro. And it was just like I remember shitting blood that day when I was on acid, and I freaked the fuck out, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Did that turn you into a bad trip?
No, I was just like, no, it didn't. But it definitely had me freaking out for a fucking solid hour. But bro, like, I like took a shower and shit. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Well, this is the fucking promo clip. I have to cut this out. I shit blood when I was on acid. Watch the rest of this interview with Blacklunged. Yeah. Right. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Damn.
But yeah,
that's crazy that you weren't having, because like what I was gonna say, like my first mushroom trip, the first fucking trip I had where it's straight up like a psychedelic thing, it was bad for me. Like it started out all right. I think the problem was I did it with my little brother. And I say little, but he's only 2 years younger than me, and we were both adults at the time. I waited to go get into psychedelics until I was an adult, sometime in my 20s. I can't even remember how old I was now. Sometime in my 20s. And
that's good.
Yeah, I think it's best to wait till maybe your brain's fully formed, these kinds of things. But so I definitely don't condone it, doing anything too young. I mean,
no.
Each their own, and like, you might know when you're ready for it. But
I don't advise anybody to do anything, but maybe smoke weed until they're fucking 18. Because like,
same.
I fuck my shit up for a while. When I have kids, I'll educate them on shit and what not to do and shit.
Yeah.
But, I'm definitely gonna be the father that's like, all right, if you're like 16, 17, you're not gonna go and fucking smoke weed with some rando. Like, get it from me, like. Obviously, like that's the type of dad I'm gonna be. That's how my dad was. I wasn't old enough around him, because the last time I saw him in person was when I was 14. But I remember my mom probably told him I was dabbling with weed back then, and he was like, "Don't do it unless you're doing it with me."